I'm approaching the house now. I'll get back to you as soon as I've found out what's going on. Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
What's the problem, sir?
The woman on the lawn.
Well, who is she?
Her name is Lisa Wayne.
An acquaintance?
No, client. I was a solicitor handling her divorce.
How can I help, sir?
I want her out of here. I'd like you to persuade her to leave.
How long's she been here, sir?
3 hours. She says she's come to move in.
Move in here? Why would she say that?
You'd better ask her, officer.
Right. What are you doing here?
I've been sent.
Why?
I'm not sure. What's happening?
I haven't a clue.
Sarge.
Oh, where is he?
Sorry, can't help.
What's the problem?
The box of files I need's at the bottom of this lot.
Sod's law.
Did she ask you to come?
She?
Jenny, Jeff's wife.
I don't know.
She must be very frightened.
What of?
Losing him. But something had to be done. It's such a mess. Jenny can't accept it, you see.
Accept what?
That Jeff and I have to be together. I know that Jeff doesn't want to hurt her, but it's better for one to be unhappy than all three of us.
Mrs. Trafford?
Yeah?
Called the station.
Yeah, it's next door's dog. It's frightening the life out of me and the kids.
Have you spoken to the owner?
He's not there. He hasn't been for a bit. I'll show you. You stay with Tracy, Jason.
We still have some local difficulty. Better cancel my appointments for the rest of the day and rearrange with apologies.
We met last year. It was a difficult time for me, but Jeff was wonderful. The divorce threw us together. It just happened. We fell in love. At first, we tried hard not to admit it, even to ourselves, but it became obvious. He'd make appointments that weren't necessary. I'd call him to clarify things that were crystal clear. It was crazy.
Has Mr. Thompson asked you to leave?
Yes.
And you refused?
Yes.
Why?
Because I know he doesn't want me to go.
Then why did he send for us?
He didn't. I told you.
There.
Where?
Go and have a look. If Mrs. Thompson did call the station, and I'm not saying she did, this is her home.
Oh, yes, this is her home.
And you're trespassing. Perhaps the problem should be sorted out on neutral ground.
He's locked in, you see. Locked into this and the practice. You don't see.
No.
Her family's got the money. Her father's the senior partner in the practice. So Jeff is completely trapped. He needs all my help to break free. He needs me. That's why I've got to stay here.
That chain might hold forever. I reckon it's hungry.
And the owner's away, you say?
Not seen nobody for 3 or 4 days. It used to bark a bit, but not like it is now. That's what I say. It wants some food.
You give it something.
It's not my place. I don't know what it likes. She seems very calm and rational.
Look, we've been through more than enough of this woman. She's phoned, followed, and plagued us for months now. Believe me, persuasion will not work.
Look, I'd like a word with Mrs. Thompson.
To what purpose?
She was the one who called. Ken, has he said anything?
About what? It's a private squabble.
Well, she says they're lovers.
So?
Well, true or false?
It's none of our business.
Look, if it's true, you're probably right. But if it's false, she's a menace. What'll happen if we leave them to it?
If it rains, she'll get wet. You're making a meal of this, Viv. Let's get her in the car. It's just trespass. What's the problem?
She'll be back. That's the problem, and so will we. Did you know Mrs. Thompson's father controls the biggest legal firm on our patch?
Oh, so we're into politics.
Well, why do you think I'm here? Her father talked to Brownlow on the Masonic tom-toms.
That's the one.
What's all this?
I need a file from the RTT box, sir.
Our OT, more like.
There it is.
Oh, thanks, Alec. Sorry, sir.
Was that the clerk of the works car in the yard?
I think so, sir.
He told me tomorrow. Send somebody out to find him, will you? I don't want him leaving here until I've seen him.
Right you are, sir.
You know what those cowboys have done now, don't you? They've only fitted the wrong window frames.
Oh, dear. Would you like me to leave the boxes like this, sir, for easy access? No, right.
Yes, hello.
WPC Ackland. Mrs. Trafford from 2 doors down called us complaining about the dog next door. I just wondered if you'd seen anybody there recently.
Come in.
Excellent.
I feel sorry for her, even now. People are emotionally very vulnerable when they're in the middle of a divorce. Geoffrey's very good, very understanding with them.
It's my job.
I knew from my father, of course, that a solicitor often has to have a close relationship with his client, but this woman, she's become so dependent on Geoffrey, she feels she can't live without him. She's fixated.
Love is the word she uses.
They give a lot of pleasure to some, I know, but I'm not one for dogs.
Have the people next door gone away, do you know?
She has.
She?
Margie and John. Nice young couple.
I'm sorry, you said she has.
I keep myself to myself and I don't gossip.
Oh, she's left him, has she?
Well, I don't know for certain, but I think so, yes. I was pinning a few bits and pieces out on the line on Sunday. How's Margie, I says. Don't know, he says. Didn't need to say no more. Dear, that's the way things are. They never stick at anything these days, do they?
I think she might go quicker if you talk to her, sir.
He's already tried.
I know.
The only way Geoffrey could get her to leave would be to promise to do something, to meet, to talk another time. It would only make things worse. She's desperate enough already. She's threatened to kill me, you see.
Why didn't you tell me this, sir?
She's threatened all sorts of things.
Do you think she's capable of harming you?
Well, I don't know. I can't tell.
Now, what do you say to me putting the cases in the car, eh? You've made your point.
It's not about making points, it's about making commitments.
Look, I know you're upset, but we can't let this go on now, can we? It's not doing anyone any good. How about I put just the one case
Leave
in the
it!
car? Just the one case,
Put
and then
it
we can
down!
Look, don't be silly!
Put it
You're
down
not doing
now!
yourself any... I could charge you with assault for that! You're running out of goodwill now. You're going to get in that car... I was just trying to move things on a bit.
Yes, well, don't.
Quick tap should do it. Stand back.
I've got a key if you're interested.
I'm dealing with this.
Do you mind if I get out? What's going on?
The woman at the front, Lisa Wayne, said Mr. Thompson promised to marry her.
And she's come to make sure,
Right.
even if it means disposing of Mrs. Thompson.
How do you know that?
What's Mr. Thompson saying?
He wants her shifted pronto.
Now he's had his evil way.
He says he was just a solicitor handling her divorce.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know him?
Yeah. She a nutter or what?
What do you mean?
Deranged, loopy, crackers. Does she respond to rational argument?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
She responds negatively.
Women. Go on, push off.
Yes, sir.
Stay with Mrs. Thompson.
What about Lisa?
Just do it.
Right.
Tea will be fine.
Long time no see, Frank. Now that I've left the criminal side of the practice, I've lost touch. You're still a DI.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Last time I spoke to you, we were seeing the same woman. Diana? No, Donna. Was she a client?
No. Don't think I'm ungrateful, but this is a bit heavy-handed for trespass, Frank.
Bit more than that. I understand that Lisa Wayne has threatened your wife's life.
I assume the old man's talked to Chief Superintendent Brownlow.
That bothers you?
I take Jenny's safety more seriously than anybody, including her father.
I'm not arguing. I've just been asked to assess the danger, that's all.
I haven't encouraged this woman.
I didn't say you had.
Did he suggest it?
Not as far as I know. You haven't, have you?
No. Would it matter if I had? She's out there. We want her moved. End of story. Full stop.
Ah, but it wouldn't be full stop, would it? She'd be back. Maybe with something a bit more lethal than a pair of suitcases. Lots of people threaten to kill other people. Some of them mean it. Some of them do it. I've got to know what's going on if I'm going to be of any use to your wife.
I slept with her once. Stupid.
WDC Martella tells me Lisa Wayne's got a list of dates when you met.
Made up, imagined.
Except the one.
Had a couple of meetings afterwards. Public places, trying to mend the damage.
Who phoned the station?
Jenny. She thought the sight of a uniform might do the trick.
You weren't keen.
Well, it's an embarrassment. But better to be safe.
In view of the death threat?
Yes.
Did you hear her threaten her?
No.
Anyone else?
Oh, I don't think so. Why?
Just wondering. Tell me something. Does your wife know about the one occasion?
No. Lisa's told her, of course, but she doesn't listen.
No? She knocks. You open the door.
Yes.
What does she say?
Nothing.
But she scares you.
Lately, yes. Sometimes when I've been out, she's waiting. Hiding sometimes. At night, I shine the car headlights across the garden before I get out.
Tell me about her threat.
She came by taxi. It was Geoffrey's birthday. She came with a card and a present. I refused it. She left them by the door. I was furious. I picked up the parcel and I threw it as far as I could down the road. She was standing by the taxi. "I'm going to kill you," she said. Very calm, very cool. "I'm going to bloody kill you."
Hello, love. Detective Inspector Burnside.
Inspector?
Yeah.
Jenny's father.
Mrs. Thompson says you've been making threats. Threatened to kill her. No? Why would she say that?
So that you'll get rid of me. So that Daddy will help. She's trying to save her marriage, Inspector.
She says it happened on Mr. Thompson's birthday. You came here in a taxi with a gift. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So what happened?
I thought Jenny was away, so I left the present by the door and walked back towards the taxi. Then I heard her screaming behind me. She was hysterical. And as I got into the taxi, she threw the parcel into the road, screaming, "I'll kill you, I'll kill you."
What's in the bag?
Underwear.
May I? Come on, love.
Satisfied?
Well,
I'm off, and so are you. Nick her.
what for?
Threatening behaviour. She's close enough to the public highway to cover it. Look, it's just something to get her in the car and away.
That's your solution.
My solution is to bang all three heads together. Look, I've done my bit for Brownlow, and I am satisfied there is minimal risk to life or limb.
Oh, really? No risk?
Minimal, I said. We can't stand around here all day playing silly beggars.
Look, sir, I just think that you
Don't think.
Sir,
What?
if I'm going to make a contribution to CID, sometimes you're going to have to listen.
It's time, Viv, time.
I think there's a serious risk here.
Female intuition?
If you like.
I don't like. For a start, there has got to be intent and a weapon. I can't see her doing anybody over with a pair of knickers.
You're making a mistake.
About this or about you?
Both.
What do you want?
I'll help shift her, but I want to stay on it.
For how long?
As long as it needs.
All right, come on.
Hello. It's down here.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather just get in the car? Any kicking or scratching, and I might forget I'm a gentleman. Take her legs. Well, that just leaves Her Majesty's cases.
Read it.
I know what it says, Inspector.
Thermoblock aluminium frames.
It also makes provision for substitutions of like for like. And since there is a supply problem...
Like for like, is it?
Double-glazed aluminium frames.
Guaranteed against condensation?
On the glass, yes.
But not on the frames.
Is that a problem? One doesn't look through the actual frame.
No, but one does get droplets forming on them, doesn't one? Droplets that dribble onto the windowsill, onto important files that have been left there on. I may only be force liaison, Mr. Rogers, but I have done my homework.
What will you do?
Slap her wrists and send her home. This is private. You need an injunction if you want to call us out again.
I didn't call Frank.
Oh, no. Of course, so you didn't. I'd think about getting back into criminal law if I were you. You get a more predictable class of client in our game.
Are you busy, sir? No, just a bit of filing.
Yes, you're busy, sir.
Tosh,
Yes, sir.
I want you.
What is it, sir?
Window frames.
Window frames.
You see, we'll never get another chance to get the station right.
That's true, sir.
Like for like, he says. Then it'll be next best, I suppose. Then anything will do. I want you to look into them.
look into them.
The setup, the contractor and the clerk of the works. Too cosy.
I'm not with you, sir.
Well, they bung us something cheaper. He okays it. What does he get out of it? Do some digging.
Sir.
What?
I'll do what I can, sir.
Shift out with it. Wait, Gov! Gov! You're going to have to talk to the boss about Conway. Oh, what's he been up to? He's asked me to look into the possibility of collusion between the building contractors and the clerk of works. What, here? Yeah, backhanders for accepting below-spec materials.
Nice one. So where's he going to stick the fraud squad? In the Portaloo?
If you've got the last portion of anything, I'll have it.
Derek? Derek?
Sir?
I saw the clerk of works car earlier. Everything on schedule?
A few niggles, sir, but we're getting there.
Good. I realise how disruptive this has all been, especially for you. Still, not long now.
No.
Perhaps you should think about taking a spot of leave.
Me, sir?
Yes. You know, recharge your batteries before the move back.
But I can't leave everybody in this mess.
There'll be no resentment from anybody, believe me.
No, but really, sir, it'd be fatal to let things slip now.
Well, think about it, will you?
Well, thank you, sir, but I already have.
All right, Jack. I warn you, I may ask you again.
In the back of my car. Come on.